We are back live here in Jerusalem at the beautiful Waldorf Astoria here in the heart of Jerusalem. It's so nice to have my company beside me. Brianna Wu, it's so nice to have you.
Yes, thank you for having me.
Of course,
I'm so honored.
I'm Ariella Novak. I'm your host today on behalf of JNS, and I'm the Bottom Line Media representative as well, and it's so nice to be able to bring you along today. We've been hearing from experts throughout the day, hearing from different expertise, questions, their panels, what interests them most, what problems that were problems before, now they've been solved. What do we have our eyes to look at next? And now, let's go. Let's do this. You are one of the most interesting people I'm meeting. I'm so pleased to have you beside me.
It's so generous, yes.
Of course. So it says that you're a journalist and an activist, but most importantly, you said this is your first trip here.
It is.
How's it going? Welcome to Israel.
I love Israel. You know, it is, everyone keeps saying you've got to come here to really understand the conflict. It's 100% true. I spent all of yesterday around areas A and B, and it's one thing to read about this stuff in the Wall Street Journal.
Once you see.
When you see a fence and you have a former IDF colonel that's like, don't get to that fence, the people in area A will shoot you, it just changes your perspective.
It really does. I actually brought a group of journalists here over October 7th this past year on the anniversary of the 1 year. And you see people's hearts, minds. I'm not saying I'm changing their minds.
Yes.
That's not what we're discussing. It's opening their minds. They didn't know. People always say they don't know our story.
Right.
It's not our story. It's more information.
Yes.
And that is how we must think of it. What do you think?
I think that's dead on. I think there's so much history to this region, and respectfully, like, I'm not Jewish. Y'all have been studying this and reading this since you were in elementary school. For Christians like me, we have a lack of information about it. So when you're here and you get to put these pieces together, when you're walking through areas and you see like the Palestinian Authority not investing in certain neighborhoods, and then you look across the street and you see Israel taking care of their people, it just changes your assessment.
It like clicks.
It does.
Yes.
There's some stuff you have to see to really understand.
I couldn't agree more. And we also stood down on October 7th this past year on the border of one of the communities there, kibbutzim, and we looked to the right and you see the fence.
Yes.
Which faces towards Gaza. Then you look to the left and you see a kibbutz, which is just a community. It's another word for community for those that don't know.
Of course.
And kind of like watching the journalists face like a game of ping pong or tennis. They're looking one way, looking the other, and just kind of visualizing like, oh, this is what I've been seeing, but now I can see it. It's kind of like feeling it without touching it, if you know what I mean.
I hope it's not too emotional to say, but 3 days ago, I stood in a kibbutz that was attacked on October 7th.
Which one did you visit?
Barry,
maybe?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
It's one of the largest ones.
That's correct.
And you see these homes that were once homes
destroyed.
Just destroyed.
It is one thing to read in the news about casualties in war.
Absolutely.
It's another to stand in a room where a woman was raped and she was burned to death, and to feel this and to walk past another building where the strongest advocates for peace in Israel were holding talks, and those people were executed. Like, seeing that with your own eyes, it just makes all of this feel so much more real.
I went about a month ago with JNS to one of the kibbutzim that they've been helping to rebuild.
Yes.
And the woman who showed us around, she was amazing. I don't recall her name, but she was amazing. And she showed us a home where the terrorists came in and they wrote on the wall, I think it was with lipstick, "We don't murder children," because they murder the children's parents, as if that was something to say like, oh, okay, fine, you are humane. You are not humane. No. And the world needs to understand this is not okay.
No.
And war is war. There's death in war. No one's denying that.
Right.
But the accountability portion and the lack of information, it's not misinformation, it's missing information. And if you want to speak about that a bit.
I'm not sure. I want to be really honest and say, look, I work for the Democratic Party, but I read media, Wall Street Journal, New York Times, across a wide variety.
As one should.
And I have to be honest, I think there's a lot of disinformation in the States.
Oh, I like that phrase. Tell me more.
I think that there is this instinctual need in American media to hold Israel and Jews to not just double standards, but triple standards in this conflict.
Like you're walking in with an opinion before reading something.
100%. And it comes out in the headlines. It comes out in judgment for
It
Israelis.
affects politics,
Of
as you
course
know
it
very
does.
well.
Of course it does. And frankly, we have a raging problem in my party, the Democratic Party, with anti-Semitism. If we don't address this, I just do not know if we are going to be electable in 10 years.
Now, I'm sure you've been posting, I haven't asked this, but I'm sure you've been posting and sharing about your story that you've been here. What are common questions that you've been receiving?
The biggest one I get asked is, why are no Democrats coming to Israel? I was talking to someone yesterday, an elected official. They're like, I talk to Republicans all the time.
Debbie Schultz, she's Democrat, right?
Yeah, fair, but she's Jewish, right?
She is.
You know, a lot of the
And she was just here, which is why I wanted to recognize that.
But like non-Jews, Fetterman, Richie Torres, it's a very short list of people.
It's true.
So the question I keep getting is, why do so few non-Jews?
Do you feel that they're
Yeah.
scared to stand up due to retaliation, or like if they say something, they'll be X'd out and excommunicated?
There is a project on the left to give you a storyline about Israel and about October 7th. And it goes something like this. Yeah, the massacres were bad, but Israel has acted out of proportion to the violence for so long. Aren't they kind of asking for it? And that's put into your head.
Whereas right after October 7th,
that's right.
It was said from both Democratic and Republican parties, we are here to support the state of Israel. Whatever they need, we are here to assist because they are under attack. And now the table turns.
That's what we said. I don't think
the president
Yeah.
had said that right after October 7th.
So I can tell you,
and a lot of things changed.
Yeah, I can tell you what.
Not the current standing president, just to be clear.
100% Biden. I saw my friends openly cheering Hamas. I did. I saw women that I'd worked with on feminist causes for my whole career ignoring the rapes of October 7th.
And despite your colleagues feeling this way, you decided to take a stand. Because you were not an activist before October 7th, you had said.
I was not one.
So what drove this?
It really was. And I'm just telling you the truth here. I was pro-Israel in a general sense, right? I'm pro-international alliances. I like Jews. It makes sense to me there should be a Jewish state. After October 7th, this was so hot in my party, and so many friends, colleagues, were justifying terrorism. I said to myself, I have got to take a step back and educate myself on this. And I really came away 100% pro-Israel.
Well, I am so pleased to have met you and made a new friend. On behalf of JNS, we're here all day. We're podcasting live here. Please continue to listen in. We're podcasting live from the heart of Jerusalem, right here in the Waldorf Astoria. It's a beautiful day here. Next time you at home will come join us here. Stay tuned for more. See you later.